Have anyone had the recording in progress? Did you hear recording in progress? Okay. Recording is not in progress. I believe you can see my screen too. Please unmute your mic and answer, please, so we can move forward. Can you see my screen? And can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes,
Okay.
I hear you now.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's proceed. The network is just doing me shaky. Sorry about all of that. So I said you listen carefully when a client is talking and you acknowledge whatever concern they have. Then thirdly, you clarify their objection. Listening carefully is for you to understand. You know, we said in the previous slide that when a client tells you the price is high, they are not directly telling you the price is high. They are telling you that the value I'm getting is not proportional, it's not directly proportional to the money I'm paying you. So when you're listening attentively, you'll be able to decipher their words. You'll be able to understand their word in sales. Then you acknowledge their concern. When they say the price is high, you tell them yes. The price, I acknowledge the fact that the price is high, but this and that and those and this is what is why makes it like that. Then thirdly, you now clarify. Okay, you acknowledge, then when you are clarifying, you explain why the price is like that compared to other things you've seen. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
I can see you, sir. I can't see your screen.
You should be able to see it now.
No, sir.
Henceforth, I think we'll be using Zoom for this my meetings. We'll be using Google Meet. Zoom has been doing this rubbish in recent time. At first, I thought it was my network. What's this? Can you see the screen now? Hello?
No, sir.
You can't see it.
No,
Let me
sir.
let me stop it and reshare it. Once you can see it again, let me know that you can see it. Once you can see my screen, please let me know that yes, you can see it now.
You are not seeing the screen, sir.
I'm stopping now. I'll reshare the screen. Henceforth, I think we'll be using Google Meet. This Zoom is giving me issues. I don't like this kind of. What about now? Okay, it said recording in progress. Okay. Are you seeing it now?
No, sir. It's dark.
Hold on. Okay, I've stopped it. I want to reshare it now. I started sharing it again.
It's not showing. It's still dark.
To come up. Is it up now?
No, sir.
What could be the cause of this problem? Sorry, is anyone in the house that could help? What could be the cause of my screen not sharing? And I've shared it. I got a notification that my screen is sharing here, but you guys are not seeing it. Can you see my screen now?
We can only see your face.
Anybody in the house that has knowledge about Zoom, what could be the problem that my screen is not sharing? And I'm getting a notification here that
It's
you are
showing
sharing.
now.
Okay, okay. Thing can be worrisome. Thank you, Kofu. Thank you. So sorry for the break in transmission, everyone. So let's continue. Let's continue with the class. So you listen carefully, you acknowledge their concern, you clarify the objection they have, then you provide a reassurance information for them to understand that okay, this thing I'm buying, it is what they say it is. So at times, many realtors, we have all made this mistake before, maybe out of inexperience. Like when a buyer tell you the price is high, tell them the price is not high. You interrupt buyers and you turn the whole situation to argument. You start arguing. When you say the price is high, you say the price is not high. The price is not high, sir. What you're doing psychologically, you're making the buyer to be defensive. Now they will now start trying to defend the point that their price is high. Instead of you to be the one in control, to be the one in charge of this whole situation, then they'll be the one in charge of the situation. Because by that time, emotion would have been high. Because you're trying to argue with them, you're not trying to understand them, you're not trying to acknowledge their concern because they are the client, they are the king. I keep saying this thing. Not trying to acknowledge their concern. So, but as a professional, what you need to do is look at when the buyer say the price is high. What you do is you make them comfortable. You listen, you acknowledge. By the time you acknowledge that I understand that the price is high, sir, yes, you feel listened to. When you want to buy a phone in the market and they tell you this is iPhone 16 or iPhone 17, and they tell you 2 million. You say the price is high. The buyer is not telling the price is not high. You say it's right, Joe. 2 million for phone. What is that? That the same way you're feeling is the same way the buyer will feel. But if the salesperson, I keep using phone because it's a thing that all of us we have access to. I keep using phone because so by the time the price, yes, the price is high because this is iPhone 17, sir. It is water resistant. When you charge one, you can use it for 5 days. It doesn't consume much data. You can save your pictures in cloud. When your phone is stolen, you can access your phone from wherever you are in the world. Once you have your phone data installed on your system, you just go to your system and you track your phone, you collect, and you can be able to get your phone back. So when they are telling you all these things, okay, 2 million. If I buy this thing for 2 million, nobody will steal my phone. It's true. Now, the seller has sold you. They acknowledge your concern that the price is high. It is 2 million. Yes, it is 2 million, sir. I understand that the price is high. Then they start measuring. They are now clarifying your objection by telling you what you don't know. The price, the value you'll be getting, what the phone will be doing for you, the prestige that comes with the phone when you are holding it, and all of those things, and more information to reassure you that what you're buying really worth the value. For instance, let me give you another scenario. When the guy say the price is high, you were like, no, the price is fair. The price is fair. You make the buyer defensive. What that do, it brings arguments. You start arguing with the client. And you don't need agreement with the client because you want to collect their money. When they are trying to raise the bar up like this and try to scatter the whole situation, you use your senses. You just handle the whole situation. You calm it down. You understand? You learn to calm the situation down and handle it professionally. You will not interrupt them. You not antagonize them. Let them talk. So when you want to answer them professionally, you can say, okay, sir, I understand your concern about the price, that you have acknowledged them. And you can decide to ask this question, but in most cases, you might not need to ask. You can say, can I ask what price range you have in mind? When they now tell you that this is the price range they have in mind, okay, you tell them it's a lot of money, but it doesn't work for this property, sir. So you make them understand. So now what you're doing is you are trying to bring both parties together. You are trying to collaborate on their concern on and in your own you're trying to understand their own concern. And you're bringing in your own knowledge to it to be a collaboration. You've acknowledged their concern. You are now bringing in your own reassurance. So two of you will meet at the middle. Now you are collaborating. The streets, they will tell you now collabo. So you guys are coming together for a good cause. That is what you're trying to do. So you need to understand all these things, or else there will always be a problem. There will always be a problem. There will always be a problem. Let's go to the next slide. Trying to move my. Please, if you can hear me, let me know you can hear me. I'm trying to go to the next slide. Handling price objection. If you are somebody that sells property, there's no how. This objection, price, there's no how you sell a property and you will not have this objection. You will always have this price objection. There's no how. Price objection are often value objection. I've said this earlier. I've said it over and over in the course of this training that when they tell you your price is high, they are telling you the value I'm getting is not equivalent to what I'm giving you. That is all about price. So for you to be able to tackle them, because you're selling property now, not phone that I've been using as an example, you are selling property. So you need to highlight the location value. Sir, you are buying Ekpe. Ekpe is the new Lekki. The amount of infrastructure that the government of Lagos State is putting in Ekpe, it is a lot. You can see when you saw the Alaro city, the Lagos food hub is going to be in Ekpe. The film city is going to be in Ekpe. And in 2050, Lagos has a special plan for this Ekpe. So you let them see the value when they say the government has a plan for Ekpe that span, we are in 2025 or 2026. You are telling them about a 25 years plan. It means the future is brighter if they cooking in now. Because they don't know that information, they don't have that information. You have it as the realtor. You need to make them understand that information. The same thing happened to the development potential. This place, with all these things I've just mentioned that the government is putting in place, and the federal government is even bringing the international airport close to us here. From where my standing point to where the international airport is just 20 minutes. From your property that you want to get here to the international airport, it is just 20 minutes. You make them understand the developmental potential of what that estate or what that land has. Then the third is investment return. When you buy now, you're positioning yourself. This is the best time to buy. Because if you buy now, with this development I told you about that the government is doing, so some of them have started, some of them haven't started. The moment all of this development starts, the government starts this project, you know that the price in these axes will raise to the roof. So the best time for you now is to buy. The best time to buy for you is now, so that your property can be able to appreciate over time. Because when you key in now, you're positioning yourself for greatness and you're positioning yourself for massive investment return in the not so far future. So when you can handle client objection like this, you clarify. When they are faced, where there's something they used to say in this, they'll tell you everywhere go first blur because the client, you don't see anything. He's not seeing the houses left and right. He's not seeing the road network. He's not seeing the drainage system. He's not seeing the gate house. He's not seeing anything. So that blurriness in his face, you go wipe him. You just need to wipe it out for him like this by giving him. You go to bust his brain. If it's she, you go bust her brain, giving them that information about what you're selling. That this is the real deal. Make them see it. Make the blurriness come. Make their eyes clear. So they will be able to take. They will be able to take they'll be able to take a buying decision. Thank you. For instance, when they tell you 5 million naira for land, it's too much. Oh, you as a realtor, if you are a rookie, that's the price the company is selling. No, you are like, it's just like she telling them, I don't tell the company they're a year old. That is the price they are selling. 5 million, okay, or 10 million. That is price the company is selling. In their mind, psychologically, you are telling them, I don't tell them, say this land no worth 5 million, but they will not hear. You might be thinking that is not what I said, but psychologically to the client, that is what you're saying. That is what the company is selling. No, now their price be that. It is the price of the company. It is static. That is what they are selling, and that is how people have been buying. You have not answered their question. You are just creating more problem for yourself. So, and believe me, if you give me that kind of response as a buyer, I'll know that okay, thank you, my brother. That is what the company is selling. Okay. So when I said 5 million is too much, believe me, 5 million is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. And when I now bring objection about 5 million being too much and tell me that is what they are selling, okay, it's because the company is selling 5 million. I should buy 5 million. I don't understand. Because the company called the price of the land 10 million, I felt that the 10 million is too much. I should just buy. As how now? Do you understand? You need to understand all of these things. Instead of you now telling the client like that, you will not do like that. In most cases, when you tell a client like that, somebody like me, I'll just look at you. Thank you. You do well. There was a time I put in for an inspection. I want to go and see a property. And the person chatting me, the representative of the company was chatting me. She was now typing, hello, hi. You need to fill the form before. Do you know the kind of before she wrote? She wrote B, then she put 4. I say, well done. I'm a realtor, I'm not a client. Too. I just noticed the nonchalantness of the company representative. I didn't even go for the inspection again. I said this ones, when you just send your client to them, maybe you are not available. You are sorry everyone. Zoom is just doing as they like. I'm back. Let me know if you can see my screen, please. Can you see my screen now? Please, can you
I
see my
can see
screen?
only
You can see only what? My face.
yes, only your profile picture.
I think Zoom. I will have to lodge a complaint about Zoom. For crying out loud, they collected money. I paid premium subscription for this thing. I don't know why they've now been interrupting my class like this. What about now, Kofo?
What is it?
Can you see it now?
No, sir.
Let me stop it. I will start again. I believe it will come up now. Has it come up? Is it up now?
No, sir.
Are we on Alcofo?
No, sir. It's just that.
I understand. Thank you. I'm coming. Let me check. Let me see what I can do. Why can't I have a cat?
You can see your own screen, your own self.
Zoom is doing me dirty in this class. Sorry, I'm very sorry about this, please. Yeah, you should be able to see my screen now.
Is that
It will come up. Is it up?
no, sir.
Let me try and go to the next slide. Maybe it will come up. Can you see it now? Can you see it now?
No, sir.
Hmm.
It's just dark.
But the feedback I'm getting from my screen here is that you are sharing your screen. I don't understand why they said I'm sharing my screen and you are not seeing it.
No, sir. It's just dark. You said you have started sharing your screen, but it's dark.
Okay.
Maybe it's my own network. Other people should respond.
Please, if you can see my screen, let me know, please.
Somebody just said,
If you can see my screen, please respond.
The screen is blank. We're seeing your face. We're seeing you. The screen is blank.
The feedback I'm getting here is you are sharing your screen. I'm just confused here. Please, sir,
But sorry,
okay, I can hear you, sir.
can we just switch to another app, probably Google Meet, straight off?
Okay.
Since it won't take longer time. Yeah, let's switch to Google Meet
Challenge.
because sometimes Zoom can.
Google Meet. This will be my
Let's
first time.
It's almost the same interface. It's almost the same interface.
Let me see how to come up with.
But right now, we can see your screen.
Okay, you can see it now.
Yes, we are looking at your screen right now.
Okay, let's continue then. If you can see my screen. Because
Yes,
this me, I need to take my.
Probably what you do is that, yes, we can see your screen. Probably what you do, instead of using Zoom screen share, right? Just go to the tab of the slide. We are on Windows. That's why we are seeing it.
I didn't get.
Aha. Yes, no. It's okay now. We can see your screen now.
Okay. So this is where we are before the glitch in Zoom and network, everything together. Sorry about the delay, everyone. Thank you.
Handling price objection. That's what's on the screen.
Price objection, offering value, handling price of yes, thank you very much. So you talked about the location, the developmental potential, the development potential, and investment return. So by the way, when a client said I was on this before, when a client said 5 million is too much, you were like, that is the company price. I said, you are not, what you're telling them psychologically is, then get coconut air, they know the year word. I've been telling them this price is too much, they did not hear. That is what you're trying to communicate with the client indirectly. You might not say it, you just say that is what the company is selling. But in sales, that is what you're telling the client. That, I don't tell them, no, my 5 million is the seller, they know the year word. Even me, I think say this price say be too much for this land. But they know the year. That is what you're trying to communicate indirectly, but you are not saying it. So you don't talk to clients like that. And for somebody like me, I said, I will just tell you, thank you, my brother. No, Allah, let me see what I can do about it. As I go, so bye-bye. That is the end. But when you have something like that, you'll be like, okay, if you want to handle them professionally, you can be like, I understand why you will say this. Many buyers initially feel the same way too, sir. But until they see the development happening in this axis, now they understand the potential these areas have to offer. You are not arguing. If you go back to our slide where I say you listen, you acknowledge this, you listen carefully with what they're saying. You acknowledge, you clarify their objection, you provide reassurance information. And from this message, I just say, I understand why you say that, sir. You acknowledge their concern. Many buyers initially felt same way until they look at development happening in this area. So you are making them understand, you acknowledge, you clarify their objection that many people has also felt the same way until they see reassurance information, the development. So this four objection framework is complete with this message I give them. So handling the way you talk to client is very, very important. If you really want clients to take you seriously, the way you put your word together is very, very important. But that is the only way they will take you seriously. So we've talked about this on handling price objection, location value, give it to them, developmental value that's happening, you give it to them, investment return, what they stand to get in the future, you give it to them. Handling, I need to think about it. Most buyers say this when they feel uncertain. I think I've emphasized on this before. When they are telling you, I want to think about it, it means I'm not clear. The things that you don't understand, you want to think about. They need to consult someone they know, maybe family member or somewhere. They need reassurance that this thing they are getting, it's really worth it. So your response should keep the conversation open. You won't antagonize them. Your response will not push them away. You would not argue with them, but you just need to respond to them in a way that you need to respond to them in a way that they would understand that you have their best interest at heart at heart, and it's to keep the conversation open. But maybe a buyer, you take a buyer to side now, and they were like, they now start comparing your land. Say, I've seen one land that they took me to Ikorodu. I saw one land at Ikorodu, and whereas you are in Ekpe. Professional response, you say, that's a good observation, sir. One of the major differences is the title. You make them understand. Good observation. You acknowledge their concern. You come up with, you clarify their objection. The one of the major difference is the title. This is that's the C of O. Why are they selling this land for 35 million? Abba, they have not even done anything. What is the meaning of this? You, these decade developers, you people, you don't need to argue. Don't let your, you need to master your emotional intelligence. Because when you take some time to decide, oh my God, they can frustrate you with their words. And that's exactly what they want to do. They want to frustrate you. But the more you learn to handle them professionally, the better it is for you to collect their money. Because they want to spend money. When somebody wants to, even you, when you want to take money from your pocket, you need to understand this thing. Put yourself in there. When you want to get money in your pocket, you want to buy something, you need that thing. You think you need that thing, you want to buy it. Your body will be doing you jim. Nobody likes to spend money. Take it or leave it. We are not really talking money in the essence of 5 million, 10 million, 15, 20, 30. You need to do serious convincing. You need to do serious clarification. You need to clarify them beyond all necessary doubt that what they are putting their money is really what they are getting. So do you understand? That is a good observation. No, you now shift. I see a cheaper land somewhere. This is a good observation. One of the major differences is the title and development plan attached to this particular property. You have not condemned the other property. You don't do condemnation. That one you go do. No, I'm for there. You don't go there. No, you don't need it. It's not professional. What you need to do is elevate the status of your own property. Make them see reason why your own is a better fit than what they are getting at Ikorodu. That land at Ikorodu. No, Ikorodu. They used to do all there. None of your business. It is none of your business. You just need to focus your own attention on your own property and tell them why your own is better. And you won't even compare. You say, my own is better than the one you go. No, this has a good title, and what we are trying to put in place, yes, sir. From my standing point to that place where the fence is, to the left, you go down like 100 or 200 meters. That is where we have the green area. The children don't need to go outside. That is the whole plan of the estate. Far down to my right is where the estate supermarket will be situated. If you're living here, you're living in a well-planned community. And like Kofo said, you had a client that we went to inspection with, and at the inspection, the estate man, the CEO told them that they are not doing drainage system, they are not doing road network. So the client said he's not buying. Now, why will he live in a situation whereby there is no proper development? There's no proper plan for development for the occupant of the estate. That you now leave it to random people, which are the clients that bought the land, that they should do the planning. Most people are nonchalant. They will not do anything. And somebody that wants something that is unique, he would never buy into that kind of idea. He would rather go to where you're giving them the promises of them having something that is well structured and that is well planned, that will give them the comfort they so much desire. You understand now? So they feel uncertain. They need to consult them. They need assurance. You need to reassure them. When they are comparing, you feel uncertain because they want to compare. You need to reassure them. They need to consult someone. You need to reassure them again by giving them what is premium, what is good. So now, when you have now answered them in that manner, you say that when you told them, when they told you, they want to compare with someone, sorry, excuse me, that they are comparing what you are giving them with someone. That is a good observation. You acknowledge. You know, I'm hammering on this thing. You acknowledge their concern. Your concern. You listen, then you acknowledge their concern. Don't help them to argue. You don't argue with clients. That one of the major difference is the title and development plan that we have here. So what you have done is you have shifted the discussion from being secure about from comparison to value, because this has value, it has title, this has value, it is going to be a well-developed property. So you understand now. So you have to take note of all these things. It is very, very important. Let's move to the next slide. Handling location objection. Location concern often mean buyer doesn't understand the future value. I've talked about this. I've talked about this again. Need to make them understand the future value. Okay? Yeah. This one, most time buyers, most especially when they are buying into a new community, it's a developed community, it's a developing community, pardon me. When a buyer is buying into a developing community, you would always get this objection, 100%. They will always tell you, this location is far, this location is not developed. This location, I don't even see. This location, there's water, this location is those, this location is this location is that. So they will always tell you all sorts. Or it is your own to make them see what they are not saying. It is your own job to make them believe what has not yet happened. It is your own job to clarify them, for them to be able to be clear, and then they will make a buying decision. When a buyer tell you, when a buyer tell you, this location is far, you don't tell them, okay, no problem. You tell them, if you tell them, hey, okay, no problem, you're giving them a wrong response. But when you want to handle them professionally, you can tell them something like, okay, sir. Of course, that's understandable, sir. I just saw I can assist you. Okay. Sorry. When they tell you about location, like I was saying, you tell them this location is one of the best location. You make them understand why the location is good, what is happening, the development happening in that location, and every other thing that is going to happen within your land you're selling for them and where the property is situated. So let's move to the next slide. I think I jumped one of my slides. Okay. So when a client told you, I jumped this slide, pardon me. When a client told you, or you had a conversation and a client, I need to think about it. This is one of the most common buyer responses. I said it, they feel uncertain, they need to consult them, they need your assurance. So some people will just tell them, okay, no problem, because they are taking a buying decision. You tell them, okay, no problem. Go and think about it. When you are finished thinking about it, you now come back. No, you just shot yourself in the leg. You can be able, you nudge them further. You say, of course, that is understandable, sir. Just so I can assist you better. What specific part would you like to think about? You don't bust their brain. That is an open-end conversation. And just so you are guiding them, you're making them feel, you're making them understand that you are assisting them. It's okay. Of course, that's understandable, sir. I know you want to think about it. Just so I can assist you on this one. What specific part would you like to think about? Is it the price? You will not give them option. Is it the price? Is it the location? Is it the title? Is it the development happening around the area? Now, when you tell them this, they want to hide. What they are trying to do for you is that they want to hide. They want to give you a score. They want to go and hide somewhere. But by the time you tell them this, they will not tell you the concern that they have. When they tell you the concern, you know your product very well now. Then you know how to hammer down and give them. If they talk about the price, you give them value that is way more than the price of what they are paying. If they talk about the location, you tell them why the location is the best. If they talk about the title, you tell them this title, it has so and so title, or the title is going to be completed at so and so time. That's why you are getting the land in a very affordable price. Because the title, you're still working on the title. By the time the title is out, you'll be buying at a very, very high price. You understand now? So when you can do all these things, you will definitely close the buyer. At times, the buyer will tell you, I want to discuss with my wife. Okay. Some people will say, okay, no problem, sir. You can tell your wife, madam need to know about this party. I've seen something like that. I say, okay, ma, no problem, sir. You can tell madam. Madam also needs to be a part of this decision. There is none of your business. Though. Madam also need, okay. You don't tell them, okay. You ask them, what exactly do you want to? That makes sense. You acknowledge. Remember, you acknowledge their concern. That makes sense, sir. Many buyers prefer to decide together, but if it helps, I can also provide more details that might make the decision easier. So when we have said this thing, what you're doing is you're positioning yourself as a helper. You are not positioning yourself as a seller. And when you have find you as my helper, why? And I will trust you now. Do you understand? When I found you that you're somebody that wants to help me, of course, I will trust you. Okay, this person is not even being pushy. If it will help, I can provide more information to make your discussion easier with madam. Okay, oh, this person is has my own best interest at heart. Oh, this person wants to guide me. He doesn't want to collect money from me. Of course, you want to collect money. Oh. You're not there, you're not charity organization. Oh. You need your commission. But why you, as much as you need your commission, you won't let them know, you won't let them feel, you won't let them see that truly you need your commission, you want to collect your money. You understand now? Let's go to the next slide. Location objection. We've talked about this location objection. Let's talk about it again. When a buyer says location is too far, I want to give you an example. Some people, and when you see some sales guru, they will just ask the clients one question. Location is far. Far from where, sir? Just a question. You said the location is far, sir. The location is far from where, sir? The client, some client might pick insult in this when you are using a question to answer a question. But when you know how to peel your onions very well, the location is far from where, sir? Location is not a barrier, sir. You can be here. You don't need to live here to make, you don't need to live here to make money from here, sir. You can be in Nigeria here and have a property in Dubai. Of course, Dubai is farther than Ekpe. Dubai is more farther than you having a property in Ibejuleki. So when we say you should come and buy, we are telling you to come and buy potential, sir. We are talking about potential. You don't need to live here to make money. You're just trying to position yourself strategically in places that is happening. When it comes to property, you don't use emotion to buy, sir. You buy what is working. You buy a developing area. You buy somewhere that the government are putting up massive infrastructure that will make the value of the land appreciate fast. So you can tell them that if you know how to handle it, because some clients can pick interest. But if you cannot handle it like that, you can just tell them that's a common first impression. You respond professionally. You acknowledge, sir, that is a common first impression by some of our subscribers. But many high-growth areas start this way before development expand. When you're telling them this thing that this area, this is how it started. Lekki was just water. I know some people that say, when they told me to come and buy land in Lekki, I say it was water. There was no house. You can only see one or two houses. I did that because there was not too many houses. I did not buy because water is too much. But what they fail to understand is you don't need to buy to live there. If you cannot build, yes, I said this in the last class. Some people cannot afford to buy, to do pile, to build their house. But there are some people, when you, as a client, you buy this kind of property, there are some people that they want to live in Lekki. If they do not live in Lekki, it's as if they want to die. Some people are ready to do 70 pile caps to have a duplex in the heart of Lekki. You obviously, you as a early buyer, you might not be able to afford it, or you cannot afford it, but you are buying potential, you are buying value, you are positioning yourself. Places like this is how they start. That is why you're buying at this very affordable price before development happen, and everything will skyrocket. Everywhere you see the Ikoyis, the VI, the Lekkis, the Orient. I used to know Oriental Hotel, where Oriental is situated. It is a dump site. Just before the toll gate, before Tinubu administration, Oriental Hotel used to be a dump site. Go and ask anybody. Go and do your findings. It is a dump site. But with the intervention of the Lagos State government and a PP, it is a private-public partnership. They do a PPP there. And the Oriental Hotel just came up. Then the Lekki toll gate came up. prices of whatever there skyrocketed. But the fact that the client is not seeing it, you should have information for you to give them to make them see. You understand now? You acknowledge their this thing. You acknowledge their concern. Then you give them infrastructure that is upcoming infrastructure. If you go left-hand side there, there's Chevron estate there. If you go straight down, there's an estate there. It is meant for UBA executive estates. You give them that kind of a thing. Of course, they are not building yet. You know what it means. When bank executives are situated, they have their cooperative bought a land for their for executive, for their bank executive. You know what that means. It means you're moving yourself into an high-end neighborhood. So you get now. So all these things you need to understand. Or you can come, the buyer will tell you, there are not too many houses here. What is happening here? And you tell me to come and buy this thing. You calm down, you acknowledge. You tell them, you acknowledge. That is actually why many investors are buying early in the area before development expands. Because development is migrating towards this direction. You don't need to wait till there are many houses here. You need to buy now so that before development expands, so that your property can be able to appreciate 1,000% over time. So you get now, you need to understand all this. Now the buyer sees opportunity instead of emptiness, because there's no house. You make them see the opportunities, they are not seeing it. It's your job to make them see. So let's move to the next slide. Understanding closing. Closing is not forcing a buyer to pay. Closing is helping a ready buyer to make a decision. When you want to collect money from client, you are not forcing them to pay. Closing, and this, before you could close a client, 3 things must be in place. They must have trust you. You have built trust. That is number 1. Secondly, objection have been addressed. Whatever question is far, there's no housing, there's no development, you would have handled their objection professionally. Then thirdly, the buyer is now seeing value that, if I buy this thing, if they build this Fort Milan Bridge and I buy property here, my property value is going to skyrocket. You made them see value. When you have been able to address these 3 things, then you can move to closing. Then you can now move when the buyer say, I like this property. This is a buying signal. Okay, I like this property. Then what next? You can then say, that is great to hear. Would you like me to guide you through the reservation process? You are moving them to closing. Since you like them, pay. The company account, let me send it to your WhatsApp. Or let's go to the bank and you pay. No, you don't tell them like that. You guide them. That is good to hear, sir. You acknowledge what they have just said. Acknowledging, listening carefully, acknowledging, clarifying, then giving them information. You understand? That is what you do. Then you say, okay, that is great to hear, sir. Would you like me to guide you through the reservation process? If you want to reserve your plot, you need to pay the initial deposit. You don't need to pay all of the money. You are guiding them towards them having their own portion in that particular location. Do you get now? So let's move to the next slide. Simple closing question, professional closing question you should ask. What are your thoughts about the property when you have answered all the 3 objections that I mentioned earlier? You have built trust, you have handled their objection, and you now make them see value. Then you can start pushing them to this question. What are your thoughts about this property? Let them talk. The client I closed, when he went for inspection to go and see the pamphlet, I didn't even tell them, okay, okay, you don't see an offer. Maybe you like them. Okay, I said, now that you've seen the property, sir, you've seen the field, what is your thought about this property? What do you think? What do you see about it? It's a very good one. It is good. I'm impressed. If they keep the track of these things like this, I believe it's going to be a worthwhile investment. They are sold already. When their objection has been handled, whatever question has been handled, then I ask them how they felt about the property. When they tell you how they feel about the property, if they are not fully convinced, you still have some work to do. But if they are fully convinced, yes. What you do next is, would you like to reserve a plot today? Would you like to reserve your acre? Would you like to reserve your hectare? How many plots are we looking at? How many plots are you considering? How many plots do you want to buy? So you can then move to the closing. But you have not handled objection. You want to move to closing. Clients will run away. Do you understand now? Hope you are getting me. Please unmute your mic. You are getting my. If you are together on the same page, please.
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah. So thank you. When you take them to side, another example, when you take them to side, you can say, okay, when they show their keen interest, they are very much interested in property. Yeah, you can say something. You like to secure your plot now before the next price review. So what you're telling them is, yes, the price is what it is now, but if you secure it now, there's going to be a review because this price will not be like this forever. These are early buyers price. They are early buyers price. We have just 10 plots we want to sell, and we've already sold 8.5, or we already sold 7. As I'm talking in the office, there are some people that want to buy the 2. You don't need to tell them all of that, but you create urgency. What that means is you are creating urgency. The early buyer's price is what you're buying in. We have just 10 plots to this effect, sir, and we have sold 6. If you buy now, you'll be the 7th one. I have other inspection I'm coming here to do tomorrow. You create urgency. Once they've seen value, they've seen value, they have trusted you, you've handled their objection, you can now start pushing them. How would you like to secure your plot before our next price review? So you create urgency. So what this does for the client is it encourages decision. It encourages them to take the buying decision. You are not pushing them, buy. You are nudging them gradually. Indirectly, you want them to buy you. You are pushing them towards the last step, which is committing and making an initial deposit, but you will not make them feel as if you are pushing them to buy. Do you understand? And let's go to the next slide. So let's practice. After all this thing I've said and done in about 1 hour plus now, we need to have a practical session. So if a buyer says the price is too high, how would you respond as a professional buyer? So you have the floor. Who is going first? I can see Kofu Rola here. I can see Mr. Clement. I can see Adeyemi Oyeleye. I can see Anu Oluwapo Olusoji. So these are the people I'm seeing here. I can see Adeniyi Alawode. Sorry, my pronunciation. I can see Abdulatif Abdulwahab. So who is taking the floor first? When the buyer says the price is too high, how would you respond? Who is going first? Unleash your skill. Let's know the professional in the house. Let's see my professionals in the house. How will you handle buyers? Because even if you like it or not, this will be your everyday situation. When you start generating leads and you start taking clients to site, you would come across this question 1,000 times. So you will need to address them 1,001 times. So who is going first? When a buyer says the price is too high, how would you respond as a professional?
Okay, so can I go ahead?
Please do.
Okay, so first thing first is to acknowledge that, okay, yes, I see where you are coming from and I understand. And
You can't
to
hear you
ask
again.
him, I will engage him, or should I say, I will ask him. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll ask him. And if he says something like, oh, because of it's just a 3-bedroom duplex and it feels like a 5-bedroom duplex is what we go for that price.
Okay.
Okay, I understand. Then I'll cite with him examples why, okay, in this area, this is why a 3-bedroom is for this price.
Okay.
That moment, the value of land at that moment, the cost of materials, the amount you pay to workers and all of that. And then being that the property is
I'm enjoying
carefully
you.
selected good materials. We did not just go for something that after 3 months they will start spoiling or something. We went for quality materials. That's why I see that, like, okay, this is not your budget, you can't afford this. We can look at other locations that covers that your budget, that is not too expensive, but you won't
You'll be getting this quality.
that
Yes, sir.
location for this kind of price. And so when I've been able to balance that, then you will be able to see and understand that, okay, I see this, I see that, and you will now decide within himself if he wants
But in a
to more better.
situation, thank you, Kofo, thank you, nice one. You've even taken us to another direction because since I've been talking, we were talking about land majorly. So, but in a situation whereby the client, they saw a 3-bedroom and they felt, I want a 5-bedroom. We have a large family. Me and my wife, we take one. We have 2 grown sons. They are taking one. I have daughters. My sister is coming from the UK. She needs to apply this. She needs one. 3 rooms is gone already. We have our girls. They need one. We want a guest room, making 5. If they now say they insist that they have a large family, they want a 5-bedroom. What will you do in that instance?
Okay, I will simply offer them a 5-bedroom, show them a 5-bedroom and the price, and yeah.
Show them a price, but you justify why the price of the 5-bedroom is what it is based on the location, the value, the quality of material used, the finishing, the fittings, and every other thing that is
Yes, sir.
associated with
Yes,
the
sir.
property. Thank you. So, because in that situation, you need to satisfy the client first because they want a 5-bed. The client will not tell you, I want a 5-bed because you have a 3-bed. You now say, 3-bed, new, 3-bed. He'll be there. No, that is not a good thing to do. So, you acknowledge what the client is saying. That is where the four part of handling objection is for you to understand. You listen carefully to understand. When you understand, you acknowledge. You know that this man doesn't want a 3-bedroom, they want a 5. So you can be able to acknowledge that. Then you give them what suits them. Then you move them to the next one, which is you trying to close and collect the money from them. After you must have handled of their objection, after they must have trusted you and they now see value in what. So who wants to try next? There's no wrong or right answers. We are all here to learn. I'm also learning from you. From what Kofo has just said, I believe I've been able to learn one or two. So who is going to try again? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Adeniyi Alawode. Sorry if I did I
Yes.
pronounce the name right?
My own end, aside what my sister talk about, I will also talk about the title. For instance, probably maybe this property that I'm offering, or governor's consent. So I can also pitch it in that way that, sir, this property is solid, has a solid title. To get it at, for you to, with the amount that you are talking about, you can only get something that has a registered survey. But this apart a good title, it has a solid title that can be verified anywhere. Then I will also talk about the facilities. Facilities, I mean infrastructure facilities, buildings, other locations. This estate is well planned, is well gated. There's security, standby security, the drainage as well. So all those things also come at a cost.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is a very good input. Yoruba will say ọbẹ̀ tó dùn owó ọlọ́pàá, owó ló pa. So whoever is getting a titled land in most especially Lagos, you have to, when you're getting land in Lagos, you have to get a titled land, or else if you're buying anything that is short of title, you're shooting yourself in the leg. And if the client so much desire peace of mind, if the client so much desire peace of mind, it is very important they buy a land that is well titled, a verifiable title. So in the long run, to give them absolute peace of mind. Unlike you buying a land from a family that doesn't have a good title, that would be a disaster waiting to happen. So you have a very good point there, Mr. Adeniyi. Thank you very much for your input. So who next? Who else wants to contribute to what we've just learned? So let's call it a day. Anu Oluwapo Olusoji, there's Abdulateef, there's Adeyemi Oyeleye. Who else wants to Clement? Any of this class? Contribute to the class. Mr. Clement. Okay, it seems that nobody wants to contribute to the class. And I believed, so let's call it a day. I believe we've been able to learn one or two in this session. As much as we've been going for inspection, we have how we undo our clients. I believe we'll be able to learn one or two more that would add to our armor when we are discussing property investment with our clients. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining this class. This would call it a day. We'll meet again next week, Tuesday, for our next session. And for those who have missed this class, the replay would be uploaded on YouTube and to be shared in our Reset 2026 group. If you are here and you are not in the Reset 2026 group, I would urge you to ask, because we've been doing a lot of trainings and in that group, and it is nothing short of value. Trainings that is highly subsidized by Forbes Global Routers. We are not collecting a dime, but these trainings, if we are going to learn them outside, you're going to be paying a lot. Aside from that, we are heading towards Facebook ads that convert. Standard. Facebook ads. How you can generate quality leads that buys. Quality leads that will patronize you as a real estate person. We are getting there. So if you have not joined the group, please ask about the link to the group and make sure you join that group, because we're having our trainings twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays, 5 p.m. in the evening, Thursdays, 5 p.m. in the evening. So this is the second training for the week. And we have our tax that we've been doing. Recently, we are on a 30 days value tax, 30 days inbound lead tax that each participant in the group is now taking part in. So that will be each and every one of you for joining this session. I am the president of Forbes Global Realtors. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Do enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.